I do miss you guys. I really, really do. But I'll explain Sunday. I am so honored at this point in my life to still be here. Mary Daggerfield is on here. It is good to see you. Hello, how are you? Tierra, hi the babies. God bless you. How you doing? Tamika Harris is on here. She's going up the timeline. Peggy Citizen is saying, hello, Pastor. How are you? Jasmine is going up the timeline. Gradley, I believe your name is. Jasmine G. I like that. God bless you. Glenda George, another G, going up the timeline. Donna Mitchell is going up the timeline. God bless you. Minister Stefanetta is going up the timeline. Arnetta Thompson is going up the timeline. Rena Johnson says, good afternoon to you. I'm enjoying the sun. God bless you all. Stacy Martin is on here. Nicole Dunlap Thompson. Not only is she saying hello to me, she's saying hello to everyone. Alicia Savannah is going up the timeline. God bless you all. Crystal Heavens Worshipper. That is awesome. God bless you. Michelle Smith is going up the timeline. The babies are doing well. That is very good to know. If you catch me, that's good, because I'm normally on here at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll be back, but I am doing what I have to do to rest. God bless you. Michelle Johnson is going up the timeline. Dr. Jenkins is following. Greg, what's up? Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom. How you doing? God bless you. Gregory Grant. That's our boy. Nikisha Johnson. Mother Adele, my mother-in-law, said, hey, beautiful, how are you? God bless you. Mother Darlene is, I miss you. God bless you. Yolanda May is going up the timeline. Naja Harris, come on here with my favorite hair color. Thank you for that. I changed a couple of things. Dottie Keith is going up the timeline. God bless you all. Jaleesa J. Carol. In fact, I think you and Dylan are going at you. Let you know. Happy hump day to you too. Harriet is going up the timeline. Hunt and Charlotte Hall. Sandra Pammerman is getting ready to celebrate a birthday. I know that personally because she is my friend. God bless you all. The birds are singing, and I am so honored to still acknowledge that they are singing despite our frustration. They're amazing. I want to say to my husband, Apostle Fred D. Gooden III, it is such an honor to share my life with you, husband. I am so honored to have an amazing husband. Good men still exist. Joyner knows what I'm talking about. Shonda is going up the timeline with Kip. The AP, the Re-Warrior, the assistant pastor, Delivia Michelle, is going up the timeline. God bless you. Leah Sims is going up the timeline. Francis, Sister Franson. God bless you. Jamaica just went up the timeline. Shelly Ann Dixon, it's such an honor to see you all. It's been a minute since I've been able to get on here. Yvette Simmons says, I want you to set your notification because we're doing a wonderful thing here in the earth still. We're still here. And so I want 1,000 people who are under the sound of my voice to do that. I want you to go with me really quickly to Matthews. Can you do that? Can you go? You are so beautiful too, Yolanda May. I want you to go to Matthews 14. Can you do that? Go to Matthews 14 and go all the way to the 28th verse. I want to share something with you. I'm going to be back doing Car Chronicles, but I'm going to do my best to slow down a bit because it is necessary. I need you to click. I need you to tag, and I need you to share. I want to share something with you. I want to speak to you about frustration. I have to speak to you about frustration because there are so many people who are frustrated with the body of Christ. You're not just frustrated with your own personal life, but you're frustrated in your faith. I'm not afraid to say that because my inbox stays full. But I want to speak to those of you, if you are under the sound of my voice and you are frustrated, I need you to go ahead and give an emoji with a teardrop. Can you do that? Give that emoji, Dottie. Thank you so much for putting that up with the teardrop on it. Can you do that? 1,100 people who are under the sound of my voice coming from Matthew 14, 28, and 3. Those of you who are frustrated, I need you to tag, to share, and invite someone. Patricia Frank, bless you. Right now, it's necessary. It's necessary. It's necessary. It's necessary. Thank you so much for saying that, Sister Pitts. Fred and our love is pure. I want to speak to your frustration. What is it? Frustration, the feeling of being upset or annoyed, especially because of an inability to change a circumstance or situation or achieve something that you've always wanted to do. That's frustration. Another word is exasperation, annoyed. I'm going to ask you a very hard question. Are you there? But I'm going to go deeper while everyone is logging on and sharing this. Are you annoyed with God? Are you frustrated in your faith? Are you at the point where you're like, I don't want to even believe anymore? I don't want to do this. What is this? This praying, this fasting, this believing anymore. I don't want to do it. Okay, well, people are crying. And so since you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, we're on one accord. Have you been frustrated with your faith? That's a question. It's valid. I'm glad you're there. Matthew 14 says this. I'm going to start at 28 for a reason. Watch this. Peter is asking a question. He is saying, Lord, if it is you. See, this is what happens when you become frustrated. You begin to doubt the very God in heaven. You begin to doubt your very existence. Job was frustrated, but Job was not frustrated in his faith. No matter what happened, he said, I'm not going to be annoyed at the only individual that I know personally that can fix it. Minister Stephanetta said, Jesus. And so here this man now finds himself in a situation of frustration. He's saying, Lord, and the reason why I know he's frustrated is because he asked and he cried out to the Lord, but then he followed it up with doubt. Twanette, God bless you. How are you, Tanetta Young? So this is you. You're saying, God, I need you to confirm if this is you. Because here Peter is frustrated, but then he says the only help he knows, Lord. And then he replies, if this be you. Peter said this. Tell me to come on to you on the water. So now he's frustrated, but now he's in a position where he's saying, I don't know. You've got to prove something to me so that I can have the complete understanding that you're in control of the situation. So he says, now, if this you bid me to come out to the water. So now here he is, Keisha Daniels. He's right where you are. Doubtful. I don't know if this is God or not telling me to move. I don't know if this is God or not telling me to stay in this marriage. This is not being Fred's segment of the message. I don't know if this is God or not. In fact, I really don't think it is, because if there be God, why is all this happening? If it be God, what is going on in Minnesota? If it be God, what is going on with this pandemic? If it be God, why am I lying here, broke, busted, and yet disgusted? If there be a God, then I need to, okay, now someone said this is right on time. Okay, Dr. Jenkins, let me talk to you again. Okay, so you say, Lord Jesus, help me. And then it gets worse. Lord Jesus, help me. And the kids started, God, the worst thing it seems like you could do is pray. Kimberly, she says, hello, woman of God. God bless you. How are you, my beautiful Caucasian sister? Watch this. He said, so if you are God, do something about it. Okay, if I'm lying, I'm flying. So since I'm sitting in the chair, I am speaking your words that you're afraid to say. If this is God, I need you to prove it. And prove me now therein. Listen, I need confirmation. I need you to prove to me that you are walking with me. I need you to prove to me that, lo, you are with me even to the end of the earth. I need you to prove it to me. Then do something. Fix my finances. Then do something. Take my loved ones off this respirator. Then do something. Fix my financial situation. Then do something. Help me with salvation, because I ain't got none of it left. Then someone said, wow, then do something. Fix my husband, my wife, and change my life. Hold on. I need you to do something. The system is broken. It's very clear. Nobody ain't calling me for no jobs. This is crazy. I need you to do something. So all of you who are under the sound of my voice, thank you for saying you like my hair. I need you to just signify by giving God an emoji heart, because God knows those things. I'm glad you challenged me, God said to Peter. He said, now, Peter, what I want you to do, I need you to come out of the boat, and I need you to walk on the water towards me. Suppose God told you move anyway. Financially, I'm strapped. Move anyway. Suppose, see, the problem is not God. The problem is the way you perceive his message and telling you what you got to do in this season. And you like, oh, heck no. See, there's a misnomer here. There's something here that you're not saying. But you're too busy crying and praying. But you're not saying something. But when he saw the wind, watch this. He saw something. But someone said, you are definitely heavily in my house. I got you, Miss Mosey. He saw something. He felt something. It was the wind. Pay attention to the scripture. Something caused his faith to immediately turn into fear. Something caused his doubt to get even worse than what it was before. Watch this. God bless you, Donna Daniels, honey. I love you. We'll be in touch. Watch this. Something happened. So the problem is not really your faith. It's what's happening in the middle of you operating in faith. Something happened here. Wind. See, I love wind chimes. I love them. And so you know that the wind is present because you can hear the chime, but you can't see. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things that you ain't see. Watch this. The wind made him afraid. Now I'm going to ask you a question. We're going to work. Federica, bless you. Name the very thing that has you afraid. Put it in the comment section. I'm going to show you something. It's not God. It's not God. Watch this. Name something that has you in a position of doubt or fear. Someone said finances. Come on, put it up there. We all in this thing together. I love you too, Evangelist Daniels. Put it up here. What has you in doubt? Someone said divorce. Regina said this. Whatever it is, COVID, whatever it is, your health, whatever it is that has you here, put it here. Okay. Well, in this case, it's the wind. When he heard the wind, something happened. He began to sink. Not only did he sink, he did what everyone is doing. Keisha Tucker, bless you very much. He began to cry out. See, what fear does, it gets you two things. Fight or flight. Fight or flight. In this situation, he said, God, Lord, save me. Okay, you home search. Francis, you want me to answer that for you publicly and online right now? Okay, repeat after me. Charlotte. Watch this. Something caused a reaction. For every action, there is a reaction. For every level of fear you have, your faith has to be present, because your fear will cause you to respond in doubt. Watch this. Watch this. Immediately, Jesus did something because he saw his inability to exercise his faith when he needed it best. He reached down and he pulled him and he caught him. Oh, you of little faith. He said, oh, you of little faith. Why did you doubt? Something was happening here. Watch this. He was in the process of seeing God move, and then he began to sink. What happens to a lot of us, we are in the process of seeing the manifested evidence of God and get that one phone call and say, oop, never mind. We see the manifested evidence of God, and then our finances get funny. Oop, never mind. We see the manifested evidence of God, and then all of a sudden, oop, we pause, we stop. And now he's saying, oh, you of little faith, you started out good, but something happened to shake your ability to move forward to what God said was yours in the first place. Immediately he began to sink. And when he climbed into the boat, the wind died down. Pay attention. When he climbed into the boat, the wind died down. Watch this. The very thing that caused him to shudder in fear, when he became reactionary, stop. So it simply means keep on going. Keep on going. It means whatever calls you to stop, I need you to keep on going. 1,700 people. I need you to pause, take a deep breath, and keep on going. Because what happens is fear is crippling your ability to move. Watch this. Immediately the wind died down when he began to move. Watch this. Because something confirmed his faith. God said, what I've got to do right now, I've got to confirm your faith. And so God said, what I've got to do now, I've got to confirm your faith by challenging your fear. I got to challenge you in the very thing that I got to challenge. Move in the middle of a pandemic broke? That doesn't even make sense. Miracles don't make sense. They don't have to. They're orchestrated by God. Watch this. The wind died down. Then those who were in the boat began to worship him, saying, watch this. Pay attention. Truly, you are the Son of God. So the confirmation just wasn't with Peter. It was everybody associated with him in the same position. So it means that when I say that God said, when I do it and I move, you move just like that. When God says it's time for you to buy a home in the middle of a pandemic, God says, never mind that. See, you have to understand how faith works. Immediately when God tells you to do something, the enemy will attack the very thing that you need to make it happen, because the manifested evidence is that I have tangible evidence that I can do this. So what happens? The enemy attacks your finances. The enemy attacks your health. The enemy attacks your peace. The enemy attacks your mind. Everything that could go wrong, go wrong. It's Murphy's law, right? Everything that could go wrong, goes wrong. What? Simultaneously. And God says, do you trust me or not? Do you trust me or not? So everybody that was associated with Peter, they saw that, oh, this does work. Are you serious? Yeah, it does work. It means that, yes, I am supposed to be challenged. How do I have a testimony unless you challenge the very thing that God told me was mine? How? Watch this. They then did something. They crossed. They crossed over the land at Gennestra. I am not going to say that word. That's Fred's segment of the message. When the men recognized the place where Jesus was, they sent word and they surrounded the country. Watch this. People then brought their sick to him. And they didn't have to do it, but they begged him to let their sick just touch the very edge of his cloak. And everybody that touched it then were healed. It is amazing that God will touch you in the most difficult times of your frustration. The problem is not your frustration. It's how he reaches out to touch you. Suppose I told you that God touched your finances. Suppose I told you that God touched your situation. See, it's the touching of God that causes us panic. Just like we see the wind, we know it's here because the wind chimes are going, the leaves are flowing. God will touch the very thing that he needs you to get stronger in operating your faith. I'm going to share something with you. A couple of moments ago, I received a phone call. And they said the wrong thing to the right person. The wrong thing that they said to me is, I don't want to die here. Now, this is my segment of the message. Remember, 2 phones, they ring all the time. I need you to click tag and share someone right now. So what happened is I reached down to my phone and it was ringing and they said, Jay, I don't want to die in here. What about so? I said, what are you saying? They said, I don't want to die in here. Immediately, something called righteous indignation stood up in me. And I began to speak to their frustration. I said, now listen here, this is what I need you to do. They're trying to get you to breathe. I understand this whole pandemic got everybody crazy, but you got to breathe. Now, what I want you to do is there a shower in your room? And he said, oh. A grown man began to cry. a grown man begin to cry like a baby. And he said, I don't want to die. I said, you ain't going to die in here. The devil is a liar. I said, what I need you to do, I need you to get out of the bed. Is there a shower in your room? And he said, yes, there is, but I can't get to it. I said, yes, you can. What I want you to do is I need you to lean on that red button in your bed. Okay, we're talking about a touch. Hold on, wait a minute. We're talking about frustration. He said, it's so frustrating. I said, I'm not going to stay off of this phone until you lean on that button and tell the nurses to posture you different. He said, okay. I said, can you see the shower? He said, yes. I said, tell them cute little nurses to get around you and put you in the shower. And what I want you to do is I want you to breathe. Inhale like you smelling the roses. Exhale like you're blowing out the birthday candles. Come on, baby, you could do it. And I begin to speak. Speak to his situation, but talk to his frustration. I begin to say what you've got to do is you've got to learn how to breathe all over again. I need you to breathe, baby. And then when you get you a little bit of breath, get in the shower, let the steam hit your back, and just do what you've been chosen to do. Breathe, baby, breathe. You ain't gonna die in this. Hear me? He began to breathe. I said, I'm not getting off of this phone with you. Breathe, breathe. Then he began to breathe. He said, now, what do you want me to do? He said, if I don't listen to anybody, I'm going to listen to. I said, what I need you to do, I'm going to give you an exercise. And I want you to stand up and say, now, hold on, wait a minute. Now, I do not have COVID. This is not my segment of the message. Now, come on Sunday, and I'll tell you what's going on with me. But hold on, watch God. I said, I need you to sit up. He began to sit up. I said, is this an iPhone or is it an Android? I said, either one, I ain't getting off of here until you do what God has instructed me to do for you. I said, I need you to stand up and sit down 20 times. Stand up and sit down. Stand up and sit down. Stand up, do it 20 times. He said, yes, I will do it. I said, then what I want you to do, I want you to walk around the bed and go sit in the chair. Then get up and go to the bed. He said, can I do this? I said, yes, you can. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. He said this, but it's so frustrating. Breathing again is so frustrating. I said, lean on that bell and tell him to change your posture and call me back. He called me back. He said, you know what? He said, they got me laying on my stomach. He said, it's better. It's better. I said, I need you to breathe, baby, breathe. Breathe, baby, breathe. You better breathe. You better breathe. He said, I promise you. I said, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. See, we are frustrated because frustration attacks our ability to function normally. I told you, I read the definition of what frustration is. It means that you don't have the ability to do what is normal. So you get frustrated, and you succumb to your situation. You succumb to whatever it is that got you frustrated. And God said, why are you succumbing to stuff that I've given you the authority? We come so frustrated and then we just become broke and broken. We become frustrated and we stop breathing. We become frustrated and we give up on God. We become frustrated and we stop doing what we've got to do to move out of our situation. So what happens is you become a slave and a prisoner to death. You become a slave and a prisoner to this whole pandemic. And God said, where are those that can operate their faith in the middle of them being frustrated? Oh, you cry now, 3,000 people just about, you go ahead and cry, but cry with faith. And God said, I need to speak to your frustration. Frustration is the feeling and the ability of being upset or annoyed, especially because you don't have the ability to change or move from your present circumstance or to achieve something. I speak to your frustration. And he said, I'm going to do what I got to do to move. I said, you're young, baby. Move. Come on, move. See, something happens in the middle of frustration. You fight or flight. Which one are you going to do? I'm asking you the question. Talk back to me, please. Two things can happen. Y'all cry, but cry with faith. Here, let me wipe your eyes. It's your mindset. Thank you, Minister Stefanetta. You've got to fight or you've got to take flight. Most of you right now, see what Peter did? He said, I'm going to take flight. He says, even though I'm sinking, I'm going to move. He said, even though I don't know what to do, I'm connected to who knows what to do. And God is saying, you're frustrated. Don't allow your frustration, watch this, to cause you to sink. Yeah, so, and most of you are allowing your frustration to cause you to sink. You're sinking while you're supposed to be thinking. How do I get out of this mess? How do I get out of debt? How do I get my happy back? How do I get out of this hospital? How do I? Tell me what I got to do. And Jesus gave him instructions. He said, what you got to do? Oh, you a little faith. He said, reach out your hand and grab it. Don't let it go. In the middle of your frustration, you ain't supposed to let go of the hand of God. What's wrong with you? Fight. I began to speak to that young man. I said, I need you to fight. I had to go back to his childhood and remind him of that Negro that got into a fight in Brooklyn. I had to remind him. I said, you remember when you knocked on my door because they was trying to jump you? I said, that's the Negro I need to see. And some of you forgot how to fight because of frustration. You forgot how to fight because of whatever got you frustrated, and you put it in the comment section. You forgot to fight because of your frustration. Had Peter stopped fighting, he would have sunk because his frustration caused him to doubt the very God. And God is saying, I challenge your faith today. Don't give me something to do. You do something about it. He said, now what I want you to do is reach out your hand and touch me, but I also need you to, I also need you to move. Now, would you please move? Would you please move? Would you please do something? See, frustration has you, and I have to say this to you with 2,000 people. I need you to click tag and share about 5 folks before I get off of here. And I do Bible study tonight because we got Bible study tonight, right, Fred? In the middle of your frustration, why do you allow your frustration not just to attack your faith, but get you to the position where you totally just give up on God? Fight, baby, fight. Most people have given up on God. There is a stillness across the body of Christ that is gut-wrenching. It's a stillness, across the body of Christ that is gut-wrenching. You know why? People have given up on faith. I'm going to say it all the time. If you're going to cry, do what? Cry with faith. You better not give up on your faith. It kills me during this pandemic. They was telling us to pray, corporate prayer, do all of that stuff. And then they get a vaccine and now you don't want to pray. Johnson & Johnson can't get baby powder right. Pfizer's doing the best they can. Moderna doing the best they can. But you best to fight. There are some people that don't know how to fight because you forgot how. Let this video remind you, as long as you got breath, keep on swinging. As long as you got breath, the air, keep on swinging. Everything is broken. The system is broken. We already mourning the loss of another black child. Everything is broken. You mean to tell me the only thing we got left is shot to our faith? Keep on swinging, baby. Keep on swinging. Swing. You mean to tell me the little bit of faith that you got left is only required for moving mountains? And that is the little bit you got left that I don't want to believe no more. I don't want to be a believer. No, listen, let me tell you something. I don't care what the doctor's reports say. When you throw the dirt over my black tail, he gonna say this woman was a woman of faith. I don't care what. I am going to stay connected to the only man that I know can fix all of this mess. Do not allow your frustration to get you to the point where you become doubtful on the only God that I know that can fix this mess. If your kids start acting crazy, keep on praying. If COVID is in your life, keep on praying. Do what they say. Fight. Do whatever they tell you to do. Do it. Fight. I ain't got no time to be fighting about no vaccine. If you want my opinion, if it's going to save your life, go on get it. But get Pfizer. Watch some folks that took it. See what they doing. And I don't know nobody that turned into no squirrel yet. But you got to fight. I ain't got no job. Okay, well, do something. But people have stopped doing everything. They stopped believing. They just shut down because of their frustration. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody God right now. I don't. What? Let me tell you something. God will bend your knees or child bend your knees or he'll break them. And I'm saying y'all got to fight. Peter all too well knew what it was to be frustrated. But he stayed connected. Be frustrated, but stay connected. I'm going to say it again. Be frustrated, but stay connected. If you can't pray, call somebody that can. Fight. I am here to speak to your fight. Some of you, under the sound of my voice, you stopped fighting for yourself a long time ago. You don't know what it is to fight for yourself. Everything requires a fight. Everything, like it or not. And God said people done given up fighting in their faith. Do you know what it is to fight in your faith? That means like you was back in the day. I grew up in Brooklyn. We used to have this fight called a windmill. You know, you ain't know where you were swinging, but you have your head down and you be going like this. And all I know is whatever's in my path, getting a couple scratches, a pinch, or if I start biting folks. Seriously. Any way you got to win your battle, do it. And child, let me tell you something. The devil ain't fighting fair. He has not stopped and took a third of the heavens with him. He ain't slacked up since. And you better get you a hunker down windmill fight, scratch, whatever you got to do to get your mind back, your peace back, your finances, your health, COVID, fight, whatever you got to do. Get your fight back. Peter could have drowned. Now, I'm going to say this because Derekus Crawford is there. Anybody want to know who did my hair? Derekus Crawford did. Derekus and I were talking the other day, and he brought something to my attention that was very beautiful. He was talking to, I think he was talking to Fantasia. I'm not sure. But we would have these deep conversations. And I'm going to share with you something that he said that blew my mind. He said, you know, anytime a lifeguard goes into the water to save a life, he go get hurt. He's going to get hurt because he has to save a life by risking his own. Watch this. I said, that's real deep, Derekus. He said, yeah. It made me think, because I'm a thinker. Whenever you're going to save a life, it means it requires a level of sacrifice. Jesus gave his life a long time ago, so we won't have it so hard in this present life. See, the reason why you don't give up on your faith is because faith is the only thing that can comfort the life that was so broken. See, faith is a restore. That's why the enemy always attacks it. He said, anytime you have a lifeguard and he goes out, he's got to, one, go get the victim, but calm it down. So you in there and I can't swim. You know it's summertime. Your kid's about to jump in water and they can't swim a lick, and neither can you. Most black people can't. So the first boat trip just got us all squeamish with water. You got to understand that. But he said, you know, they be kicking and screaming, but the lifeguard has to be calm so he would know how to administer help. Faith is that lifeguard. It knows it has to save you from your situation, but it has to be very mindful that fear is present. It has to be very mindful that something calls you to be where you've never been before. 2,000 people under the sound of my voice. So it's got to approach itself very wisely. But the first thing it needs you to do is call it. It needs you to speak to those things that be not if it were, just like Peter did. When fear got him, what he did is he called out and he stretched. He called out and he moved and he was saved. In your situation, whatever it is, call out to the only help you know. Stretch yourself out and do something about it. With all of these attributes of operandi, what you do is You're operating your faith. I am saying you're frustrated, but don't you dare let your frustration kill your faith. If it can crush your spirit, then you will lay there and die in it, and you can't do that. That's why I had to call out to that young man, and I had to say, I need you to move. I need you to do something. Call out whatever it is that has your faith shattered and move. Do something about it. I love y'all, and I'm saying fight. My seed of 27 is for my fight. It's for my fight. It's always a sacrifice, but it's a sacrifice to fight. This is for my frustration, and in my fight, I will operate my faith. I honor you, Lord, and I know the harvest that I need in this season means that I did not faint. You shall reap a harvest if you faint not. And that's why you need your fight. Because if you ain't got no faith and you ain't got no fight, you don't have the strength to pull up your harvest when it's your season. And we all know the devil has always been and always will be a liar. I need you to fight now and don't get frustrated in your faith. I love you. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 7:30. I'll be here. Click, tag, and share, because God's about to show you he does care. I'm going to need y'all to fight now and don't get frustrated. It's normal, but don't stay there. Bless you.